This episode of Spectre Sound Studios is brought to you by Pro Mix Academy. Get the double shot Jordan Valerian lesson this week only.
People in the early OOs, boo-hoo, guitar sims cannot sound good. 20 years later. Yeah, guys, check out name and brand amp sim that actually sounds great. With drum samples, will be the same.
Technology indeed does move forward. Will it be true? Time will tell. Hey everybody, welcome to SMG Viewers Comments, episode number 267. Before we get started, please hit that fucking subscribe button and head on over to my Discord to get some help with recording, mixing, all that kind of cool stuff. Lots of free advice in there. Definitely worth checking out. Anyway, let's get right to it.
Guys, imagine someone saying programmed guitar solos can get all the nuance of a real performance. Obviously ridiculous, right? Drums are a real instrument too!
No arguments from me.
Hey Glenn, I'm currently recording my first full band EP. I have a Telecaster plugged into a Focusrite 2i2 interface, one SM57 for vocals, and Pro Tools. My brother's recording bass, and I'm unfortunately having to use virtual drums. Is it possible to make a decent sounding record with what that's all I got? What would you recommend investing in first if you were in my position?
Lessons, without a doubt. You've got more than enough to get started. What you need now is knowledge. Knowledge how to record yourself at the proper levels. Knowledge of how to treat various signals and get them to work together. Knowledge of how to use things like parallel compression, effect sense, that kind of thing. That is the most important part. That's what's actually going to make your records sound better. Good luck, dude.
Hey Glenn, I have a really stupid question. I am a beginning vocalist, meaning I know absolutely nothing, and you heard you recommend Melissa's Cross, The Zen of Screaming, time and time again. However, even after watching the DVDs countless times and doing the exercises, I still feel like I'm going absolutely nowhere with my voice. Someone suggested me to take traditional singing lessons first, while others said it's a waste of time and I need more practice. I myself feel completely lost since I can't really get feedback on the exercises to see if they actually do them correctly. So I just keep going and hope one day it just clicks, or am I doing something fundamentally wrong?
Well, there's certainly nothing wrong with getting feedback. I know Melissa Cross does do one-on-one vocal lessons. I don't know what your budget's like. Another person to check out would be Mary Zimmer. She does online vocal lessons like over Skype, that kind of thing. You might want to take a look at that before losing all hope. I'm sure somebody out there has something that'll fit within your budget. Now, with the video conferencing technology we have available today, there's absolutely no reason you can't find somebody to teach you how to get better over Skype. Hey everybody, just gonna break in here for a sec, let you know that this week we've got a double shot lesson from Jordan Valerian, fellow Canadian, on sale now on Pro Mix Academy, and you get two songs, one from the Screamo band Silverstein. Not really a huge fan, a lot of the bands I worked with were, so might be some of you guys. And there's also a track from the prog metal band called The Afterimage. Now, I listened to every single one of your submissions for the SMG Fake Drums Challenge. And when it comes to working with drum samples, believe me, a lot of you guys need this lesson. It's only going to be on sale for this week and this week only. So if you want to improve your mixing skills and start getting the sounds you're dreaming of, grab this lesson. It's going to do you a lot of good. Anyway, back to the show.
To me, the main reason that drum samples are being used in today's music for the most part is budget. How much money a band can save if you make the drum session for an entire album in a couple of hours, maybe 1 or 2 days. Sadly, the days of great budget for studio time to mixing, mastering sessions, recording on an album are the most part gone, unless you have your own home studio or something like that. Sorry, my bad English. Hopefully everyone get the idea of what I'm saying. Awesome show. Keep it coming, Glenn. Cheers from Uruguay. P.S. I know that some classic records back in the day were made for a couple days, but the majority at least take a month.
Wow, a whole bunch to unpack in that comment. I would definitely agree with you on a number of things, the whole budget versus time thing. I mean, like, yeah, recording budgets have shrunk tremendously because you motherfuckers don't buy records anymore. That was the thing. The bands never really made a lot of money from album sales, but they did get budgets to work in some of the best studios with some of the best producers and make really amazing sounding records. That just doesn't happen anymore. That's absolutely true. I'm not going to debate that, and I probably should really look into that a little more and do a video on that, what's happening to the records versus budgets available. I sit in here every day. I listen to Warren talk about, how it used to be versus to what's happening now. And unfortunately, a lot of projects just don't have the budget to avoid all the modern conveniences like drum samples, auto-tune, and everything that kind of makes things sound a little bit stale, in my opinion. Actually, a lot of it's stale. It's not saying you shouldn't push harder, though, and delve into it and get the knowledge you need to make the kind of records you want and start bringing those acoustic elements back in. There's always ways to make it happen. One thing I would keep in mind is maybe a hybrid kit. I started out that way where we were using virtual toms, a virtual kick drum, but a live snare and live cymbals, and that was really cool. Maybe I should probably do a couple lessons on that, I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you like to see some shows on some hybrid kit recording techniques? Maybe to keep the volume down, maybe to kind of, help get that workflow going a little bit better. I want to hear from you guys. Leave a comment below. If you guys want to see that kind of thing, I'll look into it. Maybe I can partner up with a manufacturer or two and we can see how we can make that happen. The other thing you said was albums used to be made in a couple days and now they're made in months. Even back in the day, say the Black Album took like a year or something to make, or a half a year or something like that. They were at that for months. A lot of records took a long time. Sgt. Pepper's took a very long time. Pet Sounds took a very long time. But again, it all comes down to the budget thing. A lot of bands, when they're really hungry, don't have huge budgets, so they've really got to kick out the jams in the studio and bust out their record in a couple of days. I know Priest did Sad Wings of Destiny and didn't exactly have a huge budget, and it's one of their best records ever because they had to make it awesome. So maybe the low budget thing would be cool if we started recording the bands all at the same time again. Hey, we've only got 2 days in the studio. Oh, we'd better get our shit together. Turns out that tends to make your records really fucking awesome.
You don't know anything about insert random product here, so stop making these insert expletive here videos. All you do is complain. How dare you not like my favorite insert product here again? And stop losing weight, as I can't call you a fat ass just because you hate insert my favorite product for the third time. Unsubscribed!
Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. Social media, it's a blessing, it's a curse. It's wonderful that we can talk to all these people, but a lot of people don't like it when you disagree with them. Oh, you didn't like that. I mean, fuck's sakes, I got threatened for reviewing the Line 6 for calling it a piece of shit and taking a sledgehammer to it. I'm gonna find you and knock your teeth out. Yeah, that guy disappeared real quick. Here's the thing, in case nobody explained this to some of you guys who get really offended about shit, we are allowed to disagree with each other. That's perfectly fine. We're allowed to have a difference of opinion. That's what makes shit interesting. I mean, if everybody did the exact same thing in music, we'd have modern metal.
What is with all the bitching about sponsors? Make money any way you can, Glenn, especially with everything going on today. F the haters. You'll never hear me complain about someone trying to put food in their family's mouths. This is for the non-butthurt of the week segment for next week's show.
Jerry, thanks so much. I don't get it either. I don't understand why some people have a problem with me wanting to get paid for the work I do. But the rest of you guys fucking rule.
Sheep rapist is the best insult I've heard in a long time. Definitely gonna steal that one.
Dude, feel free to use sheep rapist whenever you feel like to as an insult. I had a long chat with Derek at Rev Amps, and there were a good bunch of dudes, but they just kind of requested that I don't call the dude. And out of respect for the guys at Rev, I thought, okay, great. We'll just have to go with sheep rapist. I guess that'll do. If you guys haven't watched that video, it's absolutely hilarious, where they sent the guy a fake Rev amp. It was definitely a very cool move on the part of Rev Amps.
Great post, Glenn. I needed a swift kick in the ass. I love everything Finn does at Prunk Rock NBA. The insight on his podcast, it's next level, and every band and solo artist should be tuning in and watching his vids. Have you ever considered a podcast?
Yeah, I just don't know if I have the time to do it. I've often thought about maybe taking all the archive of SMG viewers' comments and putting it into podcast format. Is that something you guys would like to see? Would you guys like to hear a podcast? Trey and I have been kicking around the idea of doing a podcast together because Trey's a good buddy and he's got a great speaking voice, and I think we could definitely do a whole whack of different topics on that. Let me know in the comments below. I want to hear from you. Would you guys like to hear an SMG podcast? Inquiring minds want to know, especially me.
Hey Glenn, so like 6 months ago, I applied for uni and chose engineering, but I don't know what the fuck I even wanted to do. I got accepted and recently decided that audio engineering was the way to go for me. However, the university doesn't have a designated program for sound engineering. My question is, does software or electrical engineering have any carry over to the audio engineering? Love you, Glenn.
Be a fucking software engineer! Okay, that's the thing. If you want to get into audio engineering, I hope you don't like making money, because you're going to do a lot of that. Seriously, everybody has a fucking studio at home these days. The idea of going into a big commercial studio, just don't even fucking go there, because it's probably not going to happen. The odds are astronomical. You could probably have a platinum record user and you could have a fucking career in pro audio these days, unless you're working with local bands. However, if you get into sound engineering, I will tell you this. We're looking for DSP programmers at Lancaster Audio. We're not looking for people who want to be DSP programmers. We're looking for people who actually can do this fucking shit and work with us. So software engineering in audio, yes, there's definitely something in there, because we need people to program the DAWs and the effects and the amp sims and all the rest of the stuff that goes along with it. That needs to happen. So go that way. You'll probably have an amazingly awesome career and do really well for yourself.
Hey Glenn, am a live sound guy, not much of a studio guy, but I've always found your videos to be helpful. Subscribed when I was 15, now I'm 21. Most people don't understand, especially the shitty live guys, that most of the things you teach, good mic placement, proper gain staging, how to get fucking snap and punch out of the drums, is so universal to any audio job or application. I want to thank you for making me a better audio dude and for helping other dudes and gals. There are too many shitty audio people, and I feel like you're taking a chunk out of people with that shit category and moving them to Mixed Legends 1. You rock. Fuck you, Glenn, but love you, Glenn. No homo. Not that there's anything wrong with that, just not my style.
Shit, yes, absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. My favorite singer in the world happens to be gay. No big deal. Braden, thank you so much for writing in. I'm glad I could be a help to you. Hopefully things are going well for you in the live sound engineering world. I'm like, that's the thing I'm always screaming about is people just being fucking lazy. It doesn't sound right. Let's throw a sample on it. Over and done. Nobody seems to want to push themselves. Nobody seems to want to push the musicians anymore. It's always just push a button, move on, and go to the next thing, and we wound up with flat and sterile records. Now, to everybody else out there who might be a bit younger and looking for knowledge on recording and whatnot, I'd highly recommend checking out the SMG Discord. It's a cool hangout for like-minded individuals who want to make better records and mixes. Nobody's gonna look down on you for asking basic questions, so come on by, ask a few things. It doesn't matter if you're beginner level or expert, we're there to help. I'll see you in there. Links in the description below.
Hey Glenn, you should do a MIDI guitar riff to drive it through the heads how much MIDI drums sound in comparison.
Funny I mentioned that. I've actually got this. This is the Fishman Triple Play with the Hex pickup. It's a guitar synthesizer. And I'm doing a full-blown video on this and gonna put it through its paces and show you guys what it's all about, and it's pretty fucking awesome. And all you guys yelling, but Glenn, you hate drum samples. Well, this is the thing. Drum samples have overrun metal, and we're not hearing the drummers anymore. Guitar synths are very few and far between, and they're not really in danger of taking over the whole metal thing. I don't think they're gonna ever replace the guitar, especially when it comes to metal tones, because this is just a completely different ball of wax. Thing is though, you play a guitar synth, it's not gonna make you a violinist.
Since when the fuck did human expression mean good? What if I want to listen to fucking Burial or some shit that's perfectly on beat and time and it makes me feel emotions that make me happy, bruh?
That's perfectly fine. You wanna listen to the sample replace time align pablum that is being fed to everybody, if that gives you some kind of emotional reaction, great. That's absolutely fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Myself, I'm just bored with it. I've heard it so much. It's like, come on, let's move forward. You know, that shit's already been done. You know, the whole fucking sample replaced, awesome heavy chugga guitar thing. I mean, Fear Factory did that on Demanufacture back in the 90s, and it was really cool. 25 fucking years ago.
Glad I got a story that happened yesterday for you. Joined a band recently, decent guys, don't know much though. One of the bassist buddies who had a studio offered to record us for free, no catch, free. We get there right off the bat, the front porch is filled with stuff, the steps and the porch aren't attached to the house. Walk in and we notice a massive amount of rat shit everywhere. Smallest control room I've seen in my life with one blown out M audio speaker he's still using to monitor and mix. Criticized our equipment, which we use a first gen Vader 4x12 with a QSC 1600 watt power amp and a Line 6 HD Pro X rack unit. He kept calling everything a homosexual slur and was being massively unprofessional. He couldn't get a click track to the drummer in the drum booth and the monitor headphones, and the playback was going on. He refused to track more than one track of guitar and dictated that he'd just double the tracks through copy and paste. Finally told the guys if we're desperate to release something, that'd be better to record everything with Reaper and just program drums. At least then it wouldn't sound like shit because of an incompetent studio.
Wow. Here's the thing, guys. Maybe I should be looking into that. Have you guys had nightmare studio stories? Can you share something with us in the comments below? I would love to hear. Where did you go into a quote-unquote studio and it was anything but? I started out pretty primitive as well and worked my way up over the last 20, 25 years, something like that. But I can imagine some of you guys have probably worked into some rather rinky-dink setups over the years. I'd like you to share those stories with us. Let me know. Leave a comment below. What are your studio nightmare stories?
Last time I came this early, my girlfriend wasn't happy.
Dude, you've never had a girlfriend.
Aye, Glenn, not audio related, but I just started keto and was curious your 3 favorite keto dishes were. Much love from the Bay Area across your way.
Yeah, completely off topic, but as it stands right now, I'm down about 60 some odd pounds from when I started keto a year ago, so still going on that strong. I'm still working out very well. Really enjoy it. My 3 favorite things, I do a 3-egg omelet every morning. That's pretty simple, usually with a bit of sausage and some cheese and mushrooms. Fucking amazing. Another thing I really like is keto beef stroganoff. That's really cool. And there's definitely some recipes online for that. And third, and I haven't had this in a while, I really should make one for myself one of these days, is Fathead Pizza. It's fucking amazing. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time to do the dough, but it's definitely worth it. The payoff is absolutely fucking amazing. Damn it, now I gotta go get some almond flour. I wanna make Fathead Pizza. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for hitting that fucking subscribe button. You guys absolutely fucking rule. You got a comment, you got a question, I want to hear from you. And if you want help, make sure to head on over to the SMG Discord. I hang out in there all the time, and there's just a great community that wants to help you get better at recording and mixing. Anyway, till next time, get out there and make some metal, you magnificent motherfuckers.